For that are familiar with exports, you understand the fact that Nigeria has a huge opportunity to be able to grow its exports, even though we have not maximized that opportunity. What we're going to be doing in the session today basically is how do we leverage on the opportunity available? How do we leverage on the opportunity available in Nigeria as far as export business is concerned? I have a preamble, and then I'll talk about the policy of government. Government is trying to do a lot right now, particularly CBN and NEPC, in order to be able to grow export, understandably so, considering the fact that this seems to be the only thing we need now for survival. I'm sure you probably have heard about the news that Nigerian FDI is at all-time low. And that basically is saying that we have a few FS coming to Nigeria. That is reinforcing the need for us to really take export much more seriously. Then I'll talk about the exported product, and then the potential, the processes, the problem, and how we can participate. The collapse of Nigerian economy is in our hands, and why $1 is $7.50. We should not be surprised. I got this on the platform, and it was a beautiful write-up, so I tried to use it to remind us of what Nigeria used to be. Because some people think we are all about commodities, but we've always done a lot of manufactured goods as a nation. We should not be surprised. We're far more productive in 1980 than we are today. In 1980, here are the metrics. We are a net exporter of refined petroleum products. Today, we import all our refined petroleum products. We ride in local assembled cars, buses, truck, Pojo car in Kaduna, Volkswagen car in Lagos, Leyland in Ibadan, and Amco in Enugu. We produce buses and trucks. Still producing agricultural tractor in Bauchi. Not just assembly, we're producing the component of this product in Nigeria. Bono product in Lagos, producing seat, Exide in Ibadan, producing battery, not just for Nigeria, but for the entire West Africa. Isoglass and CSG in Ibadan, producing windshield, Ferrodo in Ibadan, producing brake disc and pad. Tire produced by Dunlop in Lagos, Michelin in Port Harcourt. And I mean tire produced from rubber plantation located in Rivers State. We're listening to radio and watching TV set assembled by Sanyo in Ibadan. I'm sure some of you listening to me, you are familiar with some of these brands. These are brands we are all familiar with growing up. But today we don't even know they exist again. We were using refrigerator, freezer, and air conditioner. I can hear a background noise. Freezer and air conditioner produced by Thermocool. We're wearing clothes produced by UNTL Textile Mill in Kaduna and Cheram in Lagos. Not from imported cotton, by the way, but from cotton produced in Nigeria. You will notice something. We're producing the raw material and using them locally. We're producing the raw material and using them locally. Our water we're running from Quali pipes. Pipe produced at Quali Pipe Mecano. Our toilets were fitted. Our toilet were fitted with WC, produced in Abeokuta and Kano. We're using cooking gas stored in gas cylinder produced by NGC factory in Ibadan. Electricity was flowing through cables produced by Nigerian Wire and Cable in Ibadan, Carbon Metal in Lagos, and in Port Harcourt. We had Bata and Lena producing shoes we were wearing. Not from imported leather, by the way, but from locally tanned leather in Kaduna. We were flying our own airways, Nigeria Airways, to most places in the world. Nigeria Airways was about the biggest in Africa. Today, Ethiopia Airlines has taken over. Most of the food we eat were being produced, grown and produced in Nigeria. In 1980, we're far more productive. It's still the same country with the same land mass that's yet to be cultivated, with huge opportunity that we can still leverage on to grow our economy. Why do you need to export? To avoid overdependence on foreign aid. Now, we're having issue with foreign direct investment. That means those are the things that help us to shore up our foreign reserve. Now, we're having issue with foreign direct investment. Our foreign direct investment level has gone so low. That means we're also having low impact foreign reserve. The impact of that foreign reserve is amazing. It's laying credence to the reason why we must take export very serious. You know, there's something about our country that I hope whichever administration coming will take care of. The government don't take trade very seriously. You know, if you are watching the news, you will have seen what is going on. The death of dollar is being predicted. The fact that dollar is not going to remain the dominant currency in the world again. This Ukraine war is bringing up a lot of issues. Now, the BRICS economy, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa are coming together to have a single currency. And they're going to use that currency. They're going to denominate. They're going to be trading in that currency. Mexico is trying to join them. Saudi Arabia is trying to join them. Do you know how powerful that economy will be? They now want to create their own separate currency and have their reserve in a currency that is outside of dollar. Because they want trade to be drawn without influence of America. And I'm not joking with trade at all, because trade is a big deal. It's Africa that doesn't take trade seriously. It's soft power. They sanctioned Russia, but they could not sanction the trade of Russia that keep other economies surviving. So they will sanction it, but they will still trade with them in gas, and they will buy their gas in rubles. It gives them power because they literally supply majority of the gas being used by the Europeans. And that's what we must do as a country, to look for strategic commodities that we need to build soft power with. Through export, we can boost the GDP of our nation, create opportunity for small businesses to grow, decrease dependence on domestic market, and export proceeds and grow revenue. It can make farming and rural life to become more lucrative. As a matter of fact, it makes the country to gain global market share. It makes the country to gain global market share. It can make the country also to become a home of creativity and innovation. And what do I mean by that? When you begin to export and you see what your competitor are doing, you are forced to also fall in line. You are forced to also fall in line. You're forced to also fall in line simply because your competitors are doing a lot that will price you out if you don't do something about it. It can make the country become industrialization, catalyst for the country, job creation for youth in the country. It helps us to know the value of the product that we have with competitive advantage. It also helps us to lead the way for other African countries to follow. It can make Nigeria to be less dependent, Nigerian state to be less dependent on the government. Numerous incentives for exporters in the country. There are opportunities to maximize Nigerians abroad because they can become our rep. This is what India. Do you know India export now is hitting over 750 billion. India is becoming a dominant force. It's leveraging on its population to become a dominant force in the world economy. And they are maximizing their citizens abroad. Poverty eradication in the country, quit the league of country depending on wasting or asset like oil. It helps to revive the economy of the country to increase and diversify export. It can help us to slow down rural urban migration because of demand for commodities, tax-free opportunity for exporters in the country, and utilization of idle capacity of manufacturing in the country. Viability of the Nigerian state become obvious to all. Wealth creation for the citizen, X-ray potential, and explore the export of goods produced in different states. It can help us to yearn for more improvement because of competition and zero in on our area of strength in the country based on demand in the export market. Now, there's a policy of the government that you need to be familiar with. And by the way, this is not a policy that is not being implemented. At least some of the pillar is being implemented, and I can testify to that. It's called RT 200, raised towards $200 billion generation in 3 to 5 years from non-oil export. This policy is to generate more foreign exchange. It's designed for non-oil export to boost foreign reserve. It started last year and it's targeted at the export subsector, non-oil export in particular, with the focus on agri and other value-added goods. It has 5 pillars. Pillar 1, value-adding export facility. Through this, CBN give loan, single digit, with moratorium for a long time for procurement of machinery to add value to commodity. Second pillar, non-oil export commodity expansion facility. If we increase processing and we do not add value, if we increase processing and we do not increase production, we're going to run into crisis. So they're funding those that want to set up plantation, massive plantation for cocoa, for cashew, and for a lot of cash crop in the country. Non-oil export FOS rebate scheme. Now, CBN is paying every exporter 65 naira. 65 naira. And I've been beneficiary of this. 65 naira for every dollar you bring in from export. That means if you bring in $10,000, they will give you 650,000 naira. You don't need to apply. Your bank send your detail to them and they pay every quarter. Why will a CBN do that? It's better for us. It's cheaper for us. It's easier for us to attract people to export more. Let me tell you the painful thing about that policy. Majority of those enjoying tens of billions of naira that CBN is giving as grant to support export every quarter. Majority of the beneficiaries are foreigners. They're not Nigerians. They're foreigners. They're not Nigerian. Because the people that take export seriously in Nigeria are foreigners. Are foreigners. Do you know that the number of exporters in Nigeria, sometimes a lot of factors just shows that indeed Nigeria is really, really not ready to grow export. A lot of factors about export in Nigeria shows that Nigeria indeed is not doing enough to grow its export volume. If Nigeria is not doing enough to grow its export volume. Why am I saying this? Do you know that Nigeria has the largest population in Africa, but Nigeria has the least exporter among African countries. Least amount or number of companies go into export. So if we are going to make our country better, then we must reverse that trend. We must export. We must export. If we do not export, what will happen is this. We are going to have to depend on crude and always affected when there is issue of pricing with crude oil, like the way we have it right now. Like the way we have it right now. Like the way we have it right now. Out of 55 African countries, Nigeria is the largest population. But when you look at the number of exporters in Nigeria, it's the lowest. And I will show you the data shortly. What are the implications of this policy to exporters? Exporters of commodity need to consider forward integration in order to benefit from value-adding export facility. Agro-processors need to partner with farmers as off-taker to help them access non-export commodity expansion facility. Intending and existing exporter need to begin to consider value addition in order to access value-adding export facility. Intending and existing exporter need to get foreign partners in a build, operate, and transfer arrangement to access the value-adding export facility in order to build agro-processing plants in Nigeria. The non-export FS rebate scheme provide opportunity for internal existing exporter to generate additional income. Value-adding export facility also provide the opportunity for private business, NGO, and state government to build a shared facility for SMEs to process and package their agro commodities. Look at what CBN said when this program was being launched. I said to them at the meeting that the era is coming to an end when your customer had a demand for $200 million and you move all the requests to CBN. To CBN. Before or about the end of this year, that was last year, we will tell them, don't come to central bank for foreign exchange again. Go and generate your export proceeds, fund the people who want to generate export proceeds, and when they come in, you can sell them to your customer that wants $200 million. Maybe when you see the record of your export proceeds that you have generated, talking to the bank, will pay you 10% of it. So go and join the race to build foreign exchange from your export customer to fund their import transaction, he said. What is the implication of this for importers? This means importers will have to work harder in order to get foreign exchange. This means that there might be an initial increase in the parallel market rate. This will mean that many importers might not be competitive. This means most importers will lose market share, while a few will gain market share. Who are those that will lose market share? Those that do nothing. Who are those that will gain market share? Those that do something. Who are those that will gain market share? Those that do something by generating forex themselves. It's a wake-up call for importers. In case you are an importer or you intend to import and you're on this platform, you need to generate your own forex. Else, you can wait forever. And you're asking CBN for $10,000. You can wait for 6 months and you might not even get it at the end of the day. It's a wake-up call for all importers to become exporters of their own manufactured goods. Importers need to form alliance with exporters in different foreign arrangements to source forex. An opportunity for you to be able to export. We have a program called From Export Novice to Export Legend. And we're going to be giving discounts to those that will be joining this program. Export Novice to Export Legend. If you register for this program today, you get a 10% discount. Now, this program basically not just train you, but unhold you to be able to learn how to do the business. Remember, you don't just make money from export. The beauty of export today is that you generate passive income. Just by exporting, CBN will credit you. Just by exporting. You declare your amount of export, you brought in the proceeds. For every $10,000 you bring in, CBN will give you 650,000 naira. And like I said, I'm a beneficiary of it. So it's not an audio money. It's not an audio money. You have more incentive to go into export. And we have programs to help you to be able to do it. We don't just teach theory. We have a mentoring program to work with you and make the business a success. Look at the exporter in the world. Among the top exporter in the world, from Japan to Netherlands to Hong Kong to Belgium to South Korea to US to Germany to France to Italy to UK, Nigeria has, apart from the US, Nigeria has the largest population. Look at the amount of company exporting. In Japan, 41,000. Netherlands, 50,000. Population of Netherlands is 17 million people. Belgium is 11 million people. Out of 11 million people, 54,000 exporters. South Korea, 51 million people. About 75,000 exporters. US, 332 million people. They have almost 300,000 exporters. Nigeria, 211 million. Guess how many exporters? 3,200. Let's come to Africa. Even in Africa, Algeria have 17,000 exporters. Egypt have 25,000 exporters. Ghana has about 10,000 exporters. Morocco has about 33,000. Cote d'Ivoire has about 12. Nigeria has how many? 3,200. Look, there's no way we can generate forex if we do not grow the number of exporters in Nigeria. And you can be one of them. You can be one of them. You can be one of them. So what are the products Nigeria can export? Because we're exploring the exporting product. Cassava. Nigeria is the largest consumer of cassava in the world. Yam. Nigeria is the largest producer of yam in the world. Nigeria is the 13th largest producer of maize. 4th for vegetable. 2nd in sorghum. 14 in rice. 3rd in peanut. 11 in tomato. 4th in millet. 8th in pineapple. 5th in palm oil. 12th in mango. 6th pawpaw. 2nd ginger. 16 soya beans. 3rd cocoa. 13 rubber. And 13 cashew. Nigeria is the largest producer of this product. So Nigeria is among top 20 producers in a country of almost, in a world of almost 200 countries. Nigeria is among the top 20 producers of many commodities in the world as of 2020. As of 2020. So what can you export? You can process sesame biscuit, sesame oil, and tahini from sesame seed. You can process yam cheese, poundo yam, yam flour from yam. You can process yam, plantain cheese, plantain flour, spice with chips from plantain. You can process cassava flour, cassava starch, cassava chips, cassava flakes from cassava. You can process cashew nut, roasted cashew nut, minced nut, fruit and nut from crushed cashew nut. Ginger, pepper, and garlic. You can process garlic flakes, crushed chips, mixed spices from soya beans, roasted soya bean snack, evaporated milk, whole beans, even bean snack, bean flour, whole beans, granite, roasted granite in shell, mixed nuts and fruit, cake and oil, shea nut, natural shea butter, shea cream and oil, cocoa butter, cocoa liquor, cocoa cake. These are all that you can produce. Hibiscus tea, chocolate, spiced ginger. These are all they are capable of processing. And they are already being processed in Nigeria, by the way. They're already being processed in Nigeria, by the way. They're already being processed in Nigeria. So we're not suggesting that you should consider what is not already being processed in Nigeria. Only that we need more people. You can see that we have fewer exporters. How about rice? Guinea corn, roasted guinea corn, dried fruit, whole smoked fish, mixed fruit, banana chips, paps, corn cracker, fillet fish, spiced fish, dry vegetable, fresh vegetable, frozen vegetable, date palm, date snacks, date juice, date chips, coconut chips, coconut candy, coconut oil, coconut fruit and nut mix, palm kernel oil, palm kernel cake, palm kernel chips, potato chips, spice chips, flour. All these are produced in Nigeria. Rice, ground rice, melon, ground melon, ogbono, ground ogbono, crayfish. Now, all this can be produced in Nigeria. And you can decide to move to other products like cosmetics, furniture, clothing, fashions. I go to food because it's a low-hanging fruit, but there's so many other things you can export from Nigeria, not just food items. I just use food items because it's easier for many to start. If it's food, you need to be well packaged, label, the name of the food, the weight, the list of ingredients, how the food should be stored, the date should be eaten, if it's GMO or has allergy, traceability, name and address of manufacturer, then nutritional fact or nutritional information. Nutritional information. Barcode. Now look at this. See some examples. Here is sesame biscuit. I bought this sesame biscuit in England in a store. When I checked the back, I saw made in Poland. Poland does not grow sesame seeds, but they are producing sesame biscuit and they put made in Poland, even though they bought the sesame seed probably from Africa, maybe from Nigeria. Asico food. Look at the gari. Can you see the way the gari is packaged? Look at the way roasted maize is packaged. Look at the way hibiscus is packaged. Garlic flakes, fillet fish, mixed snacks, corn cracker. Can you see ogbono and crayfish? Can you see the way they are packaged? Fruit and nut mix, banana chips. Can you see banana chips? Banana chips, plantain chips, roasted peanut, You see that rice? That's jollof rice. I'm happy to announce that someone is now producing something like this in Nigeria, but this was produced in India. And they wrote on it, come home to Nigeria. No preservatives, produced under hygienic conditions, and with vacuum sealing. And it can last for a year. No preservatives. Come home to Nigeria. I bought it on the street of London. Look at this. Package date palm. See granite. I always talk about granite. The way we package our granite. Must it be in a bottle? Even when we put it in a bottle of gin, we'll forget to remove the wrapper. As if we are buying gin. I mean, it's amazing the way we package our product. Just see the way this granite is packaged. See the way it's packaged. See the way it's packaged. Roasted beans, sesame seed, cornmeal, roasted soya beans. Now, these are Nigerian products. You see this one? They are Nigerian brand. This is a Nigerian brand. You see Modara, you see on Instagram. Fantastic product made in Nigeria. Black is beautiful. This is cream. And see the way it's packaging. This is the kind of product Nigeria should be producing. And you know what? You don't need to be the producer of this product. I'm going to show you the product I export very soon. I don't produce anything. I don't have a factory. But we export regularly. Someone talk about packaging. You know, for you to package, just get a good designer to design for you. There are packaging companies in Nigeria. I have some clients that produce their packaging material in China. So if you need to package your product, you can reach out to me and we can discuss it. You can get those packaging done in Nigeria, but if it's a bit expensive, you can consider doing it from outside. But you need a good packaging. See this package? This is shea butter, ori, but see the way it's packaged. Just look at the way it's packaged. And see the way it's labeled. He put it in ounce and in mil. Because he has international market in mind. The lady, she has international market in mind. Ori, I like the brand Ori, shea butter. Look at the product I export. You see that pap? That is the product I export. I don't produce it. You don't need to be the manufacturer of the product you are exporting. You do not need to be the manufacturer. I don't produce anything. I'm just a merchant. I buy from the source and I export. And they can produce for you in your brand. You see this lady? The beans flour and the yellow pap that you've seen in this picture was produced by the lady that produced this pap. So the lady is producing for others in their brand. This is Tasty Pot. This is Adarex. Two different brands produced by the same company. That is what you can do. You don't need to be the manufacturer of the product you export, and you can get it done in your brand. It's called contract manufacturing. Some people call it white labeling. Potential. Let's look at the size of the market we're talking about. What is the size of the market? Tea, for example, if you want to do herbal tea, $7.4 billion. That's the market. And a lot of market in Europe and Asia. You want to export dry vegetable? $4.26 billion. That is the market for dry vegetable. A huge market in Asia, in Europe, and North America. Banana and plantain. Banana and plantain. 14.2 billion. Some states produce a lot of banana and plantain, but they're not thinking of exporting it because they can share the money. They wait. You know, Nigeria is a very interesting place. If a governor do nothing from January 1 to January 31st, he will still be able to pay salary because he will get money from Abuja. Even if he does nothing. So there is no incentive to grow income by the state government. Imagine banana. The market size for banana is bigger than cocoa. Cocoa is about 10 billion. Banana is 14.2 billion. 14.2 billion market. Coconut oil, $4.73 billion market. Netherlands, Germany, Europe, Asia, even North America are in demand. Dry fruit, 2.38 billion. Dry fruit, 2.38 billion. Dry fruit from Europe to Asia and to America. Dates, palm, 1.9 billion. You see that thing that some people will be pushing in wheelbarrow? People are packaged very well. Imagine, I don't buy date palm in Nigeria. When I go to UAE, I buy date palm. When I see the way date palm is packaged, I buy date palm in UAE. But I don't buy date palm in Nigeria. Can you imagine? Just imagine. Because of the way it's packaged. Date palm, 1.98 billion. Spices, 2.88 billion. Cocoa butter, 5.8 billion. Tomato, processed tomato, 4.48 billion. Palm oil, 29.3 billion. Nigeria is the 5th largest producer, but we're not among the top exporter. We're not. Indonesia, Malaysia are leading the way. Those two countries take over 80% of this market. Imagine a country making over 10 billion from one commodity. One commodity, 10 billion. One commodity, 10 billion. One commodity. 29.3 billion. Honey, 2.29 billion. See the potential. Soup, packaged soup, 3.48 billion. Europeans, North America. You know, now we're in a fast-paced world. We're all looking for instant everything. Instant soup. People want instant soup. $3.48 billion market. By the way, you know 1 billion. 1 billion is 750 billion naira. 2 billion, 1.5 trillion naira. So you have an idea of the market size. Soap, both liquid and solid, 8.49 billion. Soap, 8.49 billion. Smoked fish, $469 million. How do you go about this? Let me summarize the process for you. You need to be prepared. By preparation, I mean export readiness. Export readiness. By preparation, I mean export readiness. You need to be ready. You need to do a readiness assessment. We have an assessment platform online where you can assess yourself and assess your business to be able to know the area you are lacking and be able to know what to do to cover the gap. To cover the gap of that area that you are lagging. Preparation. Immediately you are ready, you decide on the product you want to export, you can begin to promote the product. We do a free seminar like this every Thursday. We do a free seminar like this every Thursday on Zoom. Every Thursday, you can catch us on Zoom and join this seminar. And currently, you know what we're going through? Leveraging on ICT for export market access. Leveraging on ICT for export market access. Showing you how to promote and close deals leveraging on technology. Promotion. After promotion, you sign the agreement purchase order. Then you procure or you produce, then package the goods, do your pre-export documentation, go through the port clearance, do your post-export documentation, present your document to the buyer abroad, and effect payment afterward. This is a summary of the export process. In Nigeria, there are items you cannot export. You cannot export maize, timber, raw hide and skin, scrap metal, unprocessed rubber and rubber latter and rubber lamp, artifact and antiquities, wildlife and animal classified as endangered species. You can export crocodile, elephant, lizard, eagle, monkey, zebra, lion. You can export all these products, all these animals, but you can export snail. I've exported snail before. You can export snail as a live animal. All imported goods are also prohibited for export. What are the options available for you to get buyer? You can use Chamber of Commerce, online database, B2B platforms, international trade show, friend and relative abroad, and social media platform. Okay, someone is asking for Zoom link for the Thursday program. I'll get it for you. After you get it, you will need to join. Okay, an easy way to do it is you can check our Telegram platform. The Telegram platform is called African Export Business Platform. If you visit our Telegram platform, you will be able to see the if you visit our Telegram platform, you'll be able to see the group or the channel through which you can get the link every week. But I'm dropping the link for you now. The link for this Thursday. This last week we look at Instagram. This week we are looking at Facebook, leveraging ICT for export market access. Someone said, please, how can I obtain NXP? I already have export license and I'm about to start exporting SMC. No, it's very easy now. Just go and register on tradesystem.gov.ng. tradesystem.gov.ng. Go and register on that platform. But to register on that platform, you need a TIN number. Your user ID is your TIN number. Efe, you might need to talk when we finish, but if you need me to answer now, drop it in the chat. But if you want to talk, that will be when I finish, so we can save some time. Okay. Now, in entering the market, you can enter the market as a representative. You can get a representative in the export market, or you register with a partner to form a sister company, and then you go in alone and have a sole ownership branch. Whichever option is available for you, depending on how much you're looking at to invest. Export is not without challenges. There are challenges with product, with paperwork, with payment, with people, with port, with packaging, with profit, processing, promotion, and purchase order. This challenge leads to delay, discrepancies, demurrage, defective goods, debt of knowledge is what caused all this. It also leads to debt. Do you know at the end of the day, people drop out of the business? Now, that also explains the reason why we have few exporters. Because Nigeria is a place where someone wants to start a business and it doesn't see it necessary to go and invest in knowledge on how to manage the business effectively. It doesn't see it necessary in investing in knowledge on how to manage the business effectively. And as a result of that debt of knowledge, Of course, there will be challenges because you're going to encounter challenges you're not able to. I would strongly recommend you invest heavily in knowledge. Let me say that export is knowledge intensive. Export is knowledge intensive. People have come in and have got their finger burnt because they did not invest in knowledge. They went through guesswork, and lose money at the end of the day. So I would recommend you assess your readiness and acquire knowledge to cover the gap of the area that you are not ready. What are the areas of readiness? The promoter has to be ready. Your product needs to be ready. Your pricing must be competitive. Your staff with predisposition needs to be ready. You must have the right purpose that will drive you through even when you are facing challenges. You must have capacity to promote, capacity in terms of skill, capacity to produce, capacity to raise money, that's funding, and the product must be well positioned. That means there are demand. Even in the local market. Then you need to know the people who are buying so you can manage them well and be able to sell correctly to them. You need to know the regulation paperwork in the destination market. You also need to know the potential of the product you want to export. Ladies and gentlemen, you need partners at the export market to be able to get purchasers in the export market. You see, these 15 readiness criteria are so important that if you do not do a readiness assessment and be able to know that you are indeed very ready, you might run into some challenges in the course of going into export. Now, while you are trying to be ready, when you do that assessment, you are going to be given a score. You are either ready if you score 90% and above, or almost ready if you score 70 to 89%, or midway to ready if you score 50 to 69. Export ready means you can start exporting. Almost ready means even though you can start exporting, but you will not be sustainable. It will not be sustainable unless you fix the area of readiness that are missing. And when you get the report is going to give you those areas. It's going to give you the score in each of the area, your overall score, and what you need to do to cover that area. As I close, to be successful in export business, you need to follow these principles. You need partners, local and foreign partners. Product, it must be competitive and you should be consistent. Purpose, the passion to go global. Persistence, you need to continue until you patiently, until you are successful. That means your first transaction might not necessarily be profitable, but does not mean it's not a profitable business. As long as one or two people are able to do successfully, that's to tell you that you can also do it. The reason why you didn't do it successfully is because there's an area of readiness that you have not fixed. Planning is necessary to avoid failure in this business. I would recommend you get a book. It's called Build to Go Global. This book has 15 case studies that address each of those areas of lack of export readiness and what you need to do to be able to cover that area. It's a scientifically proven, tested, and trusted template for building a successful and sustainable export business. It covered all those 15 areas of export readiness. Participation. How do you participate in export? Number one, you can be an active exporter. You can be a passive exporter. Who is a passive exporter? A passive exporter is someone who is a professional supporting exporters as a trade lawyer or as a trade broker, or as an export investor. You can be an active exporter who exports services or exporting products. As a product exporter, you can export manufactured value-added goods or export commodities. You can also get our book, Export Business Made Easy. Now, you see, Build to Go Global is the first book to read. It lets you know when you are ready, if you are ready. You see, the Export Business Made Easy is the second book to read. That's the book that shows you the process involved in export. The NSP, how do you get it? The letter of credit, the payment method, getting buyer, the commodity quality certification. You see the operation of export? This book is a compendium of answers to 20 important questions you need to answer in order to become a successful exporter. Then we have Build to Go Global. Like I said, this is the first book to read, and this is the second book to read. This one lets you know if there are areas of readiness and how to be ready. This one lets you know how to go about the business. It's an handbook. So even after you have been trained, you need a handbook. And this book is a handbook. Then we have From Export Novice to Export Legend. We are giving you 10% discount on this amount you can see on the screen. This program is a step-by-step and holding export business program. It gives you access to cheaper sources of foreign exchange. That means through export, you get access to cheaper foreign exchange. We help you in product and brand development, access to contract manufacturers, comprehensive capacity building program. We actually have a program with American Institute of External Studies. It's a diploma program, but that's the capacity building program for this program. That capacity building program, the cost itself is over $1,000, but the content is what we are going to be learning in this program. Access to companies abroad for packaging development, free advisory services, even after expiration. Then you're enjoying the 65 naira to $1 from CBN if you begin to export. And you can start your first export transaction within 3 to 6 months. And we say term and condition apply because you need to have the fund to do the project. And like I said, you can begin to export as soon as possible. We also have export coaching program. These are for people who already have some knowledge of export, but they need service around logistics, market development, product development, pricing, funding, contract, paperwork, and the like, and finance. We have support. We have support services around that in our coaching program, the export coaching program. You can also catch us on YouTube. Please visit our YouTube channel. You don't have an idea of information you have access to on our YouTube channel. It's called Voice of African Trade. If you search Voice of African Trade, you see us on YouTube. Subscribe, like, share, and drop your comment. As I conclude, ability to overcome the challenges of export business lead to great possibility beyond your imagination. This is because it's capable of creating great platform for repeat business from the same buyer, referral to other buyers, replicating business model in another country, redeeming your country image, recruiting multiple partners and distributors abroad, rebuilding broken bridges between nations, raking in more income than your projection. And lastly, if you want to diversify our economy, grow our GDP, create employment, boost our foreign reserve, and foreign exchange, aggressive drive for non-export is the way to go. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Bamington. It was a pleasure having this session. And as I said earlier, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, we'll be taking questions shortly. So, as I said earlier, Mr. Bamington is an export guru. There's no other way to put it. It's a prof, there's a word like that, in the export market. And I'm sure we all enjoyed this session. So we're going to be taking our questions. I can see a lot of people, some of our participants in some of our past trainings. I can see they have joined. Welcome again. We hope that you took something out of this session. If you have questions, now will be the time, but I'm sure that at the end of this session, we're all getting ready to collect that 650,000 naira. I mean, that's a lot of money. Let us consider this. That's the only thing that's stuck in my head. How I'm going to get 650,000 naira for $10,000. Free money. So we're going to take our questions. Mr. Bamidele's details are on the screen. Feel free to get his number and his contact detail. So we're going to start with Mr. Efe. So you can unmute yourself and we'll get your question.
Thank you. I'm actually a woman. I'm
so sorry, ma'am.
Efe. Thank you for this opportunity and very enlightening session. I actually looked forward to this session and I fixed my alarm so I could attend. My name is Efe Hussein. I'm the president of the Women in Export. We just started in January with the goal to produce at least 200 women in export in Nigeria every year. And we
brilliant. This is the vision we need to grow exporter.
Thank you, Mr. Kelly. One of the challenges that we have discovered and we have faced is this NSP return, where payment is being, after you have done all you do to export, especially for the SME and the MSMEs that are trying to go into export. You know, we now find this situation where your dollars that has been paid you or your euros, you cannot cash, you cannot transfer. You can only leave them in the bank and reuse them according to the bank, reinvest them in similar transaction in export, which is good. But then that takes away the joy of an exporter. So if I have gone through the stress and hurdles of buying $10,000 from the black market to be able to fulfill my export needs and finally went through shipping and all of those, and then I get paid my $15,000, okay, making a profit of about $5,000. I am now being told that I cannot cash my money. I cannot enjoy the victory.
So what's your question?
So what are we doing about that? Because when you tell me,
let me explain. Madam, don't worry. You can get value for your money. Number one, why do you want to cash it? Let me ask. Why do you want to cash it?
Well, you need to be able to cash it to be able to pay for the next export. First one.
No, hold on.
Yes.
Okay, you need to be able to convert to Naira and fund the next export.
Thank you, sir.
So this is what you do. Whenever you export, before you export, talk to your bank. Look, will you be able to help me get an importer who will buy this Forex when it comes? Okay. If they said no, go to a bank that will get it for you. When they get that importer, you will discuss with that importer. The bank will buy from you at the regular rate, but importer can pay the difference. And bankers can arrange this for you. I don't say this when I'm talking to banker, but when I'm talking to exporter, I talk to them about it. Let me tell you the truth. If you don't get that value, sometimes you will not be profitable.
Absolutely.
You will not be profitable.
That's the challenge.
So
that's the challenge.
No, it's been solved. And CBN is aware. Only that it can be, sometimes you can make something public. But these are obvious things. So importers, so for example, if the rate is 750, so importer can pay maybe 730, 740, but you can get people to do it. But your account officer can arrange that for you. So if they don't, I will tell you bank that can do that. You can get my number from NECA. So you can always do that. You can do that. So that's not a problem. That problem has been fixed. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, sir.
All right. Well done, madam. Well done, please. Please keep it up. We need a lot of exporters in Nigeria. We have very few exporters in Nigeria.
We look forward to having you at our launch. We would send you an
No problem. I will be there. I will be there.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so we have BJM raising up her hands. So let's have you, ma'am. You can unmute yourself now.
All right. Good morning so much.
Okay.
Good morning. I don't even know how to express my joy. I was driving and listening and everything, God bless you,
Hello?
Mr. Bamidele. Are you hearing me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Bamidele and Ms. Neka. God bless you for this session. Okay, I produce spices and I have
produce
my
what?
own factory. Spices, spice.
Which of them?
Food. We have jollof rice, we have for banga,
Okay,
we have
mixed
for
spices. Mixed spices.
mixed spices, yes.
Okay.
Mixed spices, yes. So I was asking that which are the mixed spices that that is good for export?
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah, I would like to know the ones that are good for export. And then secondly, we were told that to export, you need to have, like to America, you need to have FDA, you need to have HACCP and all of that.
No, you don't need to have HACCP. Some buyer might ask you that, but no buyer will ask you. But you need to have FDA.
Yes. So I would like to know how one, because people are telling us different things. Some people say it's at no cost. You just have to have an address in America who will sponsor you or something like that. Some other people say, no, you have to pay some amount of money for you to get that. That's one. Then
It's actually at no cost, but people that render the service charge for their services. That's what happens. So they need your detail, verifiable, and there are people who help with those services in America and they charge for it. That's why there is a fee.
So do you have people that can help?
Yes, I have someone that can help in America. Yes.
How much do they charge?
They charge 100K.
Okay, that's like over $100.
Over $100, yes. But you can actually get it. I would recommend, no, you don't need to use them. Go to, if you're in Abuja, go to any PC office. Go to any PC office, they will link you up. They can help you. I'm sure there are people there that can even help you.
Okay, okay.
Go to any PC office. You can get it cheaper.
Okay, okay. Thank you very much. Okay.
All right.
Those are my questions. Then the last person that spoke, he said he's the president of Women in Exports. I've never heard about that.
Yes. No, so he said they just started. They're just about to launch.
January. Yeah. Where are you located, Mr. Efe?
Miss Efe. She's a woman.
Oh, okay, he's a woman. I thought he's a man. I didn't know.
No, how can a man be coordinating women in ESO?
I wonder. So, Mr. Efe, where are you located? Because I'm a woman and I'm wondering why I'm not in your group.
Miss Efe?
Yes.
I don't know if she's... Okay, she's not able to unmute. Oh, sorry.
Okay, let her type where she is, or maybe drop her phone number. I can call her later. Yeah. Thank you very much.
All right.
Sorry, I also wanted to ask the 700 and something thousand for the training. Is it possible to pay installment?
Oh yes, we deliberately allow installment to make it easier for people to pay. It's a 6-month program, but your project starts after 2 months, but you can pay 3 times.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
All right, I get that. Is it?
You can drop your number for me on the chat. My colleague will reach out to you.
All right.
Okay. So, Ms. Efe, I think you've been able to, I think you can speak now, but...
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Very quickly, I'm in Lagos and I've sent my number in the group. My email address is also in the group. You can reach out if you're a woman and you're interested in joining us. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, madam. And I've also dropped my number, so we talk after now.
You say that the next on exports, but Mr. Bamidele is one of my export faves. I think he has a lot of depth in it, but just stay tuned. We're going to bring you more content on exports and export markets. Do we still have further questions? Do well to drop your emails if you want today's recording.
Hello, you can drop your number. My colleague will reach out to you.
Okay.
If you're interested.
Drop your emails and your phone numbers so everybody can pick up what they need and send you what they need. If you want today's recording, I don't know if Mr. Bamidele is willing to share his slides, but this is a session that we usually do for up to a day. It's usually over a day. We have 3 days sessions on export market and the business of exports. We have, it runs over and over and over again. But you can do well to reach Mr. Bamidele. If you don't, okay, we have Ronnie. Ronnie has a question, so you can speak, Ronnie.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Thank you, Mr. Bamidele. Thanks for the presentation. I'm so happy to be part of this presentation. I really appreciate it. I've not been doing export. I only do in the backyard way. Sorry to use that word.
What do you mean?
Backyard in the sense, maybe if I have someone going to US, going to UK, just not in a proper manner. Because what I do, I want to ask if I produce black soap, I want to know if it's actually exportable.
Why not? Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Liquid or solid?
It's not solid and it's not liquid. Kind of moist. It's not very hard. It's not hard, but I do it in the package.
Make it
Finished product.
Solid or liquid.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Make it solid or liquid.
Okay, sir.
It's easier for you to get market. Yeah.
Okay.
The people that already sell, it's either solid or liquid.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Yes, sir.
All right.
Okay.
One day, you can drop your number also. Hello, you can drop your number. Those that are interested in the training, I also drop a number you can use to reach us. That's 0. It's on the screen. If you look at your screen, you'll see the number.
Okay.
Okay, now I can see your number.
Do we have any more questions?
Check the chat. There was a question. I'm not sure I answered that question. About 2 questions just before I finish.
More discussions on export. We'll have that next hangout. So you can follow us on our Instagram page, which is at Tarihan Integrated Services. We'll have sessions on export sometime soon. And Mr. Bamidele, it's been a pleasure if we can have you sometime soon. So Eloho, you can just raise up your hand so that we can ask your question. You can raise up your hand so we can unmute yourself, sorry. Eloho. You can raise up your hand so you can we can ask you to unmute. Okay. So yes, you can. Eloho, you can go ahead and ask your question.
Thank you so much, Mom. Thank you, Mr. Bamidele, and everyone that has asked questions. I've been learning. I'm glad for this training, actually, and thank God someone shared this the link on the WhatsApp status this morning, and I clicked, and it was a live section, so I'm really grateful. I am considering going into exports, and the details I've gotten today have really, energized my curiosity, and I really want to plug in. I want to get started, but then I want to go about it legitimately. I want to not also waste time. I want to maximize. I want to be among those people that really grow the GP of Nigeria. Okay, so I want to be properly guided. Okay, that is what it means. I want to be properly guided and pick out the areas I want to major in while I do exploits. While I do exploits in the exporting industry of Nigeria. Thank you.
All right, so looking forward to
That's actually what we do with the mentoring program that we call from export novice to export legend. I already have your number. My colleague will reach out to you. I can see Roni and Ola Adijat. You can unmute yourself, please. Roni and Adijat.
Okay, good morning, sir.
Morning.
Yeah. I want to appreciate the person that introduced this training to me. I'm really happy. You know? I am not in the field of exporting. I'm in academic and training. So it's a new thing to me entirely. And sincerely, I'm just hearing most of these things almost for the first time. So I really appreciate the training. But for newbie like us, for some of us who are coming from, you know, a conservative career, to now start something new, what do you have in stock for us? How do we start? That is just it. Then two, the second question is, for those of us that has no capital to start up, what's the process like? Can we get loan to start up? Are we going to be freelancing, or are we going to be attached to somebody who has been doing it? Thank you.
All right, thank you. On how to start, that's exactly what we do. We have Export Novice to Export Legend program, and the detail is right there on your screen. Now on financing, sincerely, I would strongly recommend, if you are going into any business, and export in particular, you should try to raise the initial money yourself. The way our environment is today, you won't be able to source funds, particularly from banks, if you have not shown record that you have done it before and successfully. So that's why I recommend, even if it's at a low key, you are able to start doing it yourself and then show evidence, so that when you want to now grow the volume, bank will be able to support. But in terms of the background you're coming from, being conservative and to be able to minimize your risk, that's exactly why we have a mentoring program. It's a capacity building and mentoring program that basically helps you to be able to learn the program and implement what you have learned under our supervision and tutelage. I don't know if there are other questions. Nick, I think we are done.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Bamidele, for today. Thank you so much for doing this. Okay, we have
I can see
Madonna.
Madonna
Yes.
Ugochi. Madonna, you can unmute yourself.
Yes.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Ms. Madonna.
If I have like 50,000 naira, can I use it to start something? What is the best product to use it for?
Your line is very bad. I can't hear you at all. It's breaking. Can you repeat yourself, or you drop it in the chat?
Okay, if I have like 50,000 naira, what product can I?
Oh, 50,000 naira. No, 50,000 naira is a small amount for export. I would recommend you use that to do local trading, because export is actually capital intensive, which is why I love what Madam Ife is doing, because we really need to come together to be able to pull volume rather than doing silo, small, that many people try to do. So putting people together and working together is going to help us to be able to grow the volume while we grow together, so that so you won't have to wait to be able to raise all the money. But 50,000 is very, very small compared to what you need for export. If you're thinking of export, you need about $1 million plus, actually. at the minimum. Because if you are going to do
Okay.
shipment abroad, you are going to do it by air.
Yeah.
The cost of air shipment alone is a lot of money already. So I would recommend that you do local trading so you can grow your capital before you think of export. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Ronnie. Hello, Ronnie.
Okay, I think Ronnie has asked her question. So we have
Okay, so I have
Brimo.
them.
Let's
I
take
have Brian and Jane.
Yes, let's take Brimo. Then we'll have Jane.
Brian, go ahead.
You can speak now, Brimo.
Okay, good morning. And thank you, Mr. Bamidele. I just want to ask the process for joining the mentoring program.
Oh, I dropped a link on the chat. I will
Okay,
drop
I'll look
it
for that.
again.
Okay.
Just click on it, fill the form, and my colleague will reach out to you.
All right, thank you.
I'm dropping the link again now.
Okay, thank you.
All right. For the free seminar we do on Thursday, I've also dropped the link. Kindly click on it, and then
Okay.
you'll be able to. I mean, you click on it on Thursday, but the
Okay.
one that Abraham asked for now, if you check the chat now, you see it. I just drop it on the chat.
All right, thank you.
All right.
So Jane.
Hello, Jane. Are you there?
Jane. Hello, Jane.
Hello, good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Good morning.
I've really learned a lot from this training, and I'm so impressed with the convener and the presenter. May God bless all of you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
I wanted to find out the processes of exporting red oil. I know there is a huge red oil. I know there's a huge market for the red oil exports. So what are the processes? Can you just give me a guide?
Now, what I would recommend is this. Let me see your red oil and the way it's packaged. There's a number I've dropped on the chat. Send a picture of the product to that number on WhatsApp. Let me see the way it's packaged. Let's ensure the product is in the order that is ready for export. Then the person that pick up that picture will be able to recommend, and I can also speak to you afterwards.
Okay.
So I've dropped the number 0809 124 4449. So you can chat that number, and we can take it up from there.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you.
All right.
Okay, so do we have any more questions? Because we've come to the end of today's session. Do we have any more questions?
I have another meeting.
Okay, so you had somewhere else to be. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here today. Thank you for staying till the end. Tarihan is grateful to have you. Like I said, our next month. Okay, someone is asking how much for the ebook.
Okay, it's not an ebook. The book is 10,000 naira. If you're in Lagos, we deliver to you. If you're outside Lagos, you pay, I think, 3,000 for transport, for courier, and then we deliver to you wherever you are in the country. Between 3,000 and 5,000, I can't remember. So, Kate, you can drop your number, and my colleague will reach out to you, and now you will get the book.
Okay. So, Keith, thank you so much, Mr. Bamidele, once again. Thank you for doing this. We really appreciate it. Tarihan.
All right. All right, bye-bye. Nick, I can't hear you again.
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, like I said, our next session is still on export market. So we'll still do this next month, but feel free to reach out to Mr. Bamidele. He has dropped his contact details. So please do ensure that you're calling him and that you're trying to grow the GDP of this nation. Our social media, Instagram handle is Tarihan Integrated Services. So follow us for more conversation. Ronnie, I don't know if you want to have, if you want to ask another question, or it's just the, okay, that's it. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. Mr. Bamidele, thank you. Do have a lovely day and a pleasant week. Bye, everyone.
I'll link you up on this program.
All right, so let's
start thinking of having a side business. Or are you doing one already?
Sorry?
What are you doing? Okay. Really?
Oh, I think she's having a side conversation. So, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to an end. Thank you so much. Do have a lovely week and let's do business, okay? Let's make 350, I mean 650,000. So see you next month.